What is up, YouTube? Last video of the day. Sessions are done. It's 4:50 p.m. and let me show you guys where I'm currently at for the end of the week. I still have some trades open. So just remember, this is the LMFX demo contest. This is not a live account. I don't want you guys thinking about live here. And so, very important. Oh, whoops, change the. Whoop, then go back. Come on. So, and real quick, I'm gonna talk about the demo contest. Notice that the month was changed, but then they didn't even change the winners. The winners are still the same from last month. That really ticked me off. That LMFX is taking their time trying to figure out who is actually winning the contest. Because I know how much I had, 4.5 million, and that's like a 4,000. That's a 4,400% gain. So I don't even like that 2,003%. That 2,300%. That's like 2.3 million. So just do the math. And I know I won first place, but I mean I'm just saying some negativity, because I don't know what took them so long to figure out that they had a glitch on the system here. So I hope that doesn't happen next month. I already made a promise to be top 3 in all either the crystal ball contest and the demo contest. I was just gonna say screw it and just go straight back to live, but I still got some more learning to do. I am gonna take a new approach into Forex. As soon as I go, I am gonna try and challenge myself to flip an account. And so I did do it in the past, but not because of what I knew back then. But I'm actually gonna try and flip an account, and I probably will start with either 500 or 400, whatever. I mean, something less than 1,000, so that I can actually progress through and flip as much as I can in one day, and then whatever how much I can flip from day on. It'll be a 30-day contest for myself, because I wanna see where my skills are at. I want to see exactly what techniques and strategies I need to focus on, and what I know best at flipping the account. I know a lot of people talk about consistency, so I'm going to try and stay consistent of not losing the account, and make sure that when to take my profits. So that's very key here. I'm just challenging myself. I'm not challenging no one out there. This is not a video to challenge anyone. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just doing it for myself to see where I stand in my skill sets for trading. And I want to talk about, I know a lot of people were asking me my pattern, when to look at the shift of the reversals. And I'll be a little bit more detailed right now about it. And I'm going to have to make a tutorial on this. The biggest thing is that one day of the week when it's really volatile, it shifts everything. Just like what happened today. If you look at USD JPY from last night, it barely went up, and it just stayed in that range of 109. It went down to 109.8, but it didn't really stay there. And it went back to 110.0, and then it went back to 109.9, and then what I saw last night for USDJPY, that it would spike up, and it did. And non-farm payroll, everyone predicted that non-farm payroll was going to be bad. Everyone anticipated that it was going to be bad because of what happened on Thursday morning, because the ISM, non-manufacturing, was high red news for the U.S. at 9 a.m. yesterday, and it was bad. And then USDJPY dropped right after that. Gold went up, euro and the pound went up, Australia and New Zealand went up. And so you have to know that 12-hour window, that whatever's going to drop, okay, is going to rise back up the next day. And so I don't know if people really look at that. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a term for that, you know. And I'm trying to give as much knowledge of what I know and as much free tips on trading because I I don't want to be charging people money for any trading. I'm gonna make another video on that. Why you shouldn't pay for Forex education. I want to be able to be the top, one of the top best traders, and want to be able to give out free knowledge at any given time. And I want to be able to. I don't want to be like a personal mentor or a personal coach for anyone, but I want to be able to, to make these videos so that you guys can learn from my mistakes, my past experiences, what I plan on doing for the week ahead of, next week. And so back to the 12-hour pattern. You have to know exactly that what you're really good at trading, because what pairs are you really want to stick with. I stuck with USD JPY, and I still stay with USD JPY even though I lost major profit back in March. When I lost that 17,000 from Traders Way. And then I got into gold because gold inverses with the US dollar. So if US dollar falls, gold goes up. Gold pays a lot of money. For every penny that gold moves, that's a lot of money. And so I don't know why people don't look at gold, but it's worth to look at. If the US dollar drops, then gold rises. And that's why the reason why I look at USD JPY and gold. Those are my two top pairs that I always make consistent profit with. Euro and pound, not so much. I mean, I'm not into the euro and pound, but euro is the most heavily traded currency pair. 70% of traders are into that. But the summertime, now what I know, buy long term for euro and pound because people are traveling out of the United States, exchanging currencies. And if you don't think that when people travel and exchange currencies that it fluctuates the US dollar, shame on you for not knowing that, because you should know that. That's what happens when you go travel. And so you're exchanging currencies from different countries with the next country. And that's what shifts, that momentum, especially in the summer. And then that in the summer, gas prices go up. So guess what? Oil prices go up. I mean, that's just another, that's just basic, simple stuff. And so, I mean, I haven't traded. This is my first time trading in the summer. But knowing what I know now, I'm just keeping, notes of what is going to happen next year. It repeats the same thing. Once you know the pattern, then you just stick with the pattern. And so, I hope that no one just just takes this and tries to come up with a Forex education course and charge people money for this, because I would definitely find out who's doing that. So I mean, I do have a little bit of background in IT security. So, but besides all that, I mean, let's go back to the pattern. And so there's that 12-hour pattern, and then there's every session is 8 hours. So when that New York session starts, okay, just like when New York opened this morning. All right, there was a lot of anticipation with the US dollar, and there was a lot of anticipation with all the US pairs, right? And then all the other pairs are fluctuating too because they're anticipating that non-farm payroll was bad. On top of that, there was Canada news on employment as well. So whoever was on USD CAD, made some pretty good money if they bought it. And so once the first hour of that session starts, usually really nothing picks up, right? But when New York session starts, it's really volatile. And then when London session starts, it's the peak of the hour pretty much. That London session is the most traded hour of the session anyways. And Sydney and Tokyo sessions, not so much, unless if I really focus on the Australia or New Zealand or back to USD JPY. And so also gold is a factor, especially in Asian sessions too, because China holds a lot of gold too. So let's see what else. Every session's 8 hours. I look at a 12-hour pattern. once you know the pattern, stick to the pattern. Do not change the pattern unless that day does have a huge reversal of high volatile news. I'm talking about like Tuesday. This like talking about 4 days ago. Tuesday was the most high volatile day. There was 6 red news for Euro, and then there was like 3 red news for US. And so you have to know that when those news hit, especially during New York session, because I go into New York sessions. I don't look at London sessions. London session is the start of a new day. Remember that. London session is a new day. And so when New York session starts, then I look at, okay, is the trend going to reverse? I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. I'm looking at the daily chart, those 2 charts, because I'm looking at long term. And and when it does spike up and down, do not expect the 4-hour chart to automatically change the indicators of where the indicators are going to shift. RSI will change, but MACD is going to take forever to make that shift. Okay, I trust MACD more, but when you know that it's going to shift, and it does shift, then you're going to have to either take losses or take profits, and you just got to know that the indicators are trying to catch up with those spikes, but it's not as fast as soon as the news hits. That's why I keep up to date with the news as much as possible, even on the weekends. I don't care. People might not pay attention to the news as much as I do, but I do. Because I got the weekend gap opening. I still have open trades from today for the demo contest that I'm anticipating what might happen, and so that's another key factor to take a look into. I still think that gold's going to open up with the gap going down. USD JPY opening up, and so I think Euro and Pound are going to open up with a lower price value versus the higher price value, and the momentum is starting to shift. If you look at the daily chart right now on USD JPY, I'll just show it to you guys. So if you look at the daily chart, this is gold, but I'll show you guys gold. Okay. And those red and green candles, that's the awesome oscillator, if you guys are wondering that. The blue line is the RSI, and the black dotted line is the MACD. I pay attention to these mountains or hills or whatever you guys call it. I'm pretty sure there's a term for it, but I just call them mountains. Very, very crucial to pay attention, because once it creates that peak, okay, whatever goes up on top of the mountain can't go on top of the mountain forever. Can't go on top of the mountain forever. Guess what? That mountain's got to drop. Once you go up the mountain, you got to come back down. Plain and simple. You can only climb up so much, and then it's got to drop so much. That's why I look at price gaps. I was going to show you guys USD JPY. Okay, so it finally started a dot at the bottom of the daily chart. Took forever. Notice that it's all red, but it will start that green. What does that tell me? Next week is worth buying USD JPY, unless North Korea decides to strike US or something, or if Trump goes back into investigation. Never know, but somehow the news and all around the world just works correctly with RSI and MACD if you really, really look into those two indicators. I don't know if any Forex traders has talked about that, but if you really look into it, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but it just gradually just works its ways in, and then it curves back up and then curves back down. Perfect timing for MACD to go along and RSI just to stay, and then bam, shoot up because of the news, or if they get a terrorist attack. It's weird how they know what to anticipate, and then we as forex traders are trying to figure out what the market is doing. So that's something to take a look into. I don't know if anyone's ever looked into that, but it could be a conspiracy, right? Because we don't control the markets. Guess what? Guess who controls the markets? The banks do. We don't control nothing. We don't control the fluctuation of currencies and where the prices are going for the day. The banks control that. So guess what? It could be a huge conspiracy of what we're trading on in the foreign exchange market, right? But that's just a whole nother subject to talk about. Now I'm getting way too deep about conspiracies now. Like I said, number one, stick to your pattern of trading. You gotta know what you're good at. I mean, you gotta know exactly what you're good at and what. And I always recommend for you to trade with two currencies that inverse each other. And you guys can copy what I do. I mean, I'm not saying that when you copy what I do, you're gonna make a bunch of money. I don't want to put that disclaimer out there because I want you guys to be more successful than me, because I want you guys to take these videos and be a little bit more serious about when it comes to trading, especially in your live account. Don't want you to be trying to flip an account like what I'm doing. You can if you know exactly what you're doing. Once you stick to the pattern, once you stick to your two currencies, and like I said, I stay up to date with the news. You don't have to do what I do. And before all that, I stared at the charts day in and day out, 8 to 10 hours a day, non-stop, and I barely spend time with my wife and kids when I was doing that. And still to this day, I mean, I still spend not 8 to 10 hours, not much, but I still spend enough time, at least 4 to 6 hours a day, because I want to do videos. I want to actually record what I do and when I do it, and also I want to be able to be up to date with the market as much as possible. I'm always constantly looking at investing.com, the economic calendar for next week and the next upcoming week, and I'm trying to keep up to date with what's going on here in the U.S. and the world news. And so even that the markets is done, you can't trade anymore, I still keep up to date with the news. You guys can call me crazy, you guys can call me stupid, whatever, but it is very important. And if you don't keep up to date with the news, then you're gonna anticipate so much for the economic calendar. Then you're gonna be like, oh man, I don't know what the news for U.S. might be. I mean, I think it's a buy once it hits. You can think it's a buy, but does that mean it will be a buy? I don't know. I mean, you have to keep yourself educated as much as you can, you know. And then last thing, pay yourself every week. Pay yourself like a weekly paycheck. Take that money out from what you profited, and stick it back to the bank account. And so you gotta, I would say the number one thing is really disciplining yourself. And then the second thing is managing your money. There's a lot of great successful people that I know that are making tons of money, but they suck at managing money. They just spend it like nothing. They spend it on useless things that they don't need. And so I used to waste ton of money on nothing that I even need. And you got all these like nice items at home, but then they just sit there and you don't use them anyways. So you end up selling for what you did, for what you didn't get anyways. So there's a lot. There's just a lot for me to put in one video. There's just way too much stuff to put in one video for you guys to see how I trade and the patterns and where the pattern shifts, and then if the reversals happen on that day, and then what currencies are you trading, and do you keep yourself up to date with the economic calendar and the news. And so I think that's like at least 6 to 7 separate videos talking about patterns, talking about the shift of the trends, uptrends, downtrends on reversals on that day, what currency pairs, and keeping up to date with the news, managing your own money. I mean, there's a lot of videos that I have to keep making, and so that is it's really hard to cram everything all at once, and I want to be able to cram everything all at once, but it'll be like a 2-3 hour video, and I don't think no one wants to spend 2-3 hours watching me talking about at least 10 different subjects. Want to be able to break it down and separate the videos and retitle them so you guys can actually see it. But other than that, that's what I anticipate for next week. Buying US pairs. I don't know about USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc has got some really heavy news from Switzerland on Tuesday. So, but it has been oversold too. So, but USD Swiss franc did not go up as much as I thought it'd go up, especially for NFP. That's why I focus on USD JPY, because it tapped 111 and then it was at 110.0. So from 110.0 to 111.0, that's a 1 whole percent. That's a lot. That's a lot of pips to catch. USD CAD went up like, I don't know, it's at 126 something. But USD JPY was the one that went up the most for the US pairs. Gold dropped instantly back to 1261. No, not 1261. 1250. Well, yeah, to 1261, but then they went all the way down to like 1254. And so that's a lot of money to be made off of gold. And so that's why I recommend for you to look at gold, because whatever the US dollar does, if the US dollar can't perform, then gold is worth the buy, And so I anticipate gold to drop back all week, unless US cannot perform. But the big news for US as of next week is Friday morning. CPI and I think PPI. Those two manufacturing and employment sectors of the data releases. So Friday morning of next week is going to be very crucial for US dollar. But other than that, Monday and Tuesday is going to be slow. Monday, Australia has a holiday. I think Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday is going to be the start of the high volatile news to Thursday, and then Friday morning is nothing but US. So that would be your profitable days. Would be Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie, Wednesday and Thursday is like the most profitable days for me until Friday morning. But Friday morning, when I live trade Fridays in the past, I would end up losing what I made on Thursdays. So that's why I stare at charts. I know that people don't like staring at charts, but I recommend staring at charts. I'm not recommending staring at the charts for 8 to 10 hours a day like what I did, but sometimes you just gotta have that obsession and persevere. And you gotta know that when you stare at charts, that you're staring at the charts for a reason, not just to stare at it. And so, I stared at USD JPY and gold so much that it's like, okay, if this happens, you sell this. If gold drops, you buy USD JPY. If USD JPY drops, then you buy gold. That's it. I mean, I'm not really heavily, like I said, I'm not really heavily focused on other pairs, but I mean, I hope this video helps out for you guys as much as possible, and you're getting free knowledge. I mean, I don't know if any Forex trader gives out that much knowledge in one video. They talk about resistance and support. Okay, awesome. Resistance and support. I don't care about resistance and support. I don't even use resistance and support anymore. I don't care about resistance and support. And I'll make another video on why I don't use resistance and support. I don't use Fibonacci. Those guys are wondering about Fibonacci. I do not teach Fibonacci. It is just too much to look at. Too much. Way too much to look at. I want to make it as simple as possible. When someone comes in and watch my videos, they can be like, damn, okay, I can go ahead and do what Ku's doing. That's it. That's it. I don't want you to be looking at Fibonacci and all this other stuff, and then now you're relying on Fibonacci retracements. And now you're relying on this technical analysis now. I mean, I am technical to a point, but I'm not too technical. Okay? So I hope this video helps you guys out, and if I don't provide what you're looking for, you don't have to watch these videos. By all means, if I don't show any sort of wisdom or knowledge for you, if I don't show anything that you like or what you saw, I mean, you don't have to watch what I do. I mean, you can just go find someone else that's willing to teach you for what they want to charge you. I believe that someone's going to charge you money for their time and for the course. I just don't want to see no one coming up with the same freaking thing that I was talking about now, because I'll definitely find out who they are. There's been way too much of that crap going on, where you have a competitor talks about, oh, I found this method for trading. Next thing you know, you pay 5,000-10,000, and you don't get nothing out of it, you know. And then you're like, man, what did I put 5,000-10,000 for? You could have put that in Forex and learn it yourself. That's what I would have done. I did not pay 5,000 or 10,000 to learn about my type of strategies or my type of pattern there. No, I stared at the charts for so long, so I knew exactly what was going on. That's what you gotta do. And now you got this video that I'm willing to teach for free, willing to give out, free knowledge from what I know from the past. Some people might call my stuff BS. That's fine. Some people might call it great. It depends how they look at it. It depends how they perceive my video. That's all. I cannot get 100% satisfaction for everyone watching this video. Okay, there's gonna be some people out there that are gonna comment and say, "Oh well, he's full of it. I don't know if I want to learn his pattern here. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if what he's saying is true." I don't care. I don't care. At the end of the day, you pay your own bills. You pay your own bills. You do what you need to do. You need to live your own life. Go ahead. So I'm getting a little bit way too much on life here. So, like I said, I hope this video helps you guys out. I will try and make tutorials starting tomorrow. I will make tutorials tomorrow. And Sunday, when the market opens, I think I should just do a live video. That's what I should do. A live video. So you guys can see. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Live video on Sunday. So, appreciate all you guys, been watching this. And like I said at the beginning, this is nothing just for me to remember from my mistakes, my past experiences, and just how to improve myself. That's it. And if you take this as a learning course and you get better at trading, hey, I'm all for it. I want everyone to succeed. I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to be that guy charging people money how to learn how to trade. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be able to see everyone succeed and learn from my story and be able to say, hey, I learned a lot of great stuff from Ku, and he actually gave me some free tips. That's all I just want to be known for. I don't want to be known for as some guy that, oh yeah, he makes millions of dollars, all this stuff. No, 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 no. No, don't want to be that. Don't want to be that type of guy. I want to be able to. I want to be able to give you guys the tools and resources as much as I can. You know, every single day. Have that positive attitude and positive mindset. And you're gonna have to persevere. You're gonna have to struggle. You're gonna have to go through those obstacles and negativity. But tell you what, it's worth it. It is worth it. I remember my wife yelling at me because all I did was just stare at the charts all day. Didn't pay the bills. I mean, it doesn't pay the bills when you stare at the charts all day. I'll tell you that right now. Especially when I lost 26,000, the whole count. That was not fun. That was not fun at all. I'll be honest right now. That was not fun. I took a beating, and plus another beating from my wife. And you have to understand that you gotta take the game serious. You don't take the game serious, someone else is gonna wipe you out. And you don't want to be a competitor. You want to be the dominator of the industry. And so that's why I said I want to keep up to date as much as I can. And so, there's so much more stuff to talk about. And so I'm just trying to cram everything all at once in one video for you guys. And I wish you guys the best of luck. It's Friday. Go out, have fun, have a good time. And the weekend's coming up. Have an awesome weekend. And just live life to the fullest, and know that you have a lot of potential to make it happen. And so don't stop believing, because belief is where it starts.